Dear Konami, this was a huge mistake. Man, the ban list was yesterday. Huge ban list. Way better than the last one, obviously, because the last one, nothing happened. This one is actually revolutionary. This ban list is actually insane. And what I mean by insane is that, one, they hit a lot of good things on our ban list. You know, a lot of things got addressed, especially Block Dragon, Jet Synchron, O-Line. Psych! Those cards are gone, and I'm actually really happy the Animancipators are finally out of the picture because that deck was just truly unfair. But now, we actually have a new problem, and I truly believe that it was a mistake to bring this card off the Forbidden Unlimited list. The level of craziness is just off the roof. But now, there is a new contender, a new card coming in the picture. Phantom Knight or Rusty Bardiche. This guy, he's back, baby. Why are you back? You know, it's a wonderful thing to everybody out there that this card came back. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. I'm actually in the middle, and it's not that I don't like this card, but I'm actually afraid because of how crazy this card really is. Anyways, you guys are about to see on how crazy this Yu-Gi-Oh card is. Not only that, for Rusty to come back off the Forbidden Unlimited list, we got Tour Guide at 3, Graph and Seer are finally back at 2. So Phantom Knights and Burning Mist just got crazier and crazier. You guys are about to see on how disgusting this deck really is. For those of you on the channel for the very first time, consider hitting the subscribe button and make sure you guys turn on this. Come on, Annex! Explode! That notification bell will be absolutely amazing, and do not forget to always break uppercut elbow that thumbs up button for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And you know what, guys, I won't waste any more of your time. Without further ado, dear Konami, this was a huge mistake.
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.
Welcome back to EDO Pro. Dear Konami, this was a huge mistake. And what I mean by huge mistake, this deck is actually crazy. And I don't know which department, whoever was in charge in the Konami headquarters decided to bring this Yu-Gi-Oh card back off the Forbidden and Limited list. First and foremost, we got a bunch of cards compiled into this deck right here. I want to be talking about Phantom Knights. Phantom Knights probably was the biggest winner when it comes to this Forbidden and Limited list for 3 reasons. 1, Tour Guide is finally at 3. 2, Graph is at 2. 3, Seer is now at 2. And last but not least, the biggest benefit out of them all is this guy right here. My boy Rusty Bardiche. Honestly, Phantom Knights were already good without Rusty, but Rusty now is just like unfair. It's actually a mistake that this card came off the Forbidden and Limited list. And once Phantom Rage comes out, it's literally over. This deck is literally the best deck in the entire meta, and I want to showcase you guys how scary this deck really is. So without further ado, let's begin. And huge shout out to Yasin. Yasin and I have been working on this deck for quite some time. The deck profile will be in the description box below for you guys to check out. And especially with Tour Guide now at 3, the deck is just super duper consistent, man. You don't need Tour Guide to start off your combos, but Tour Guide is just a 1-card combo that would just give you 11 negates, and you pretty much just win the duel. So I'll try my best to play my hand right here to see on what we can actually build with this hand right here. So our hand is just amazing. Jackalope extenders, Kagemusha Knight extenders, a bunch of extenders that we opened up right here. And Kagemusha Knight, as long as we get level 3 access on the field, we pretty much get access to Levianeer, Levianeer, cards like, Shirabini, a bunch of cool level 3 cards we get access to because of Tour Guide, right? So, Tour Guide is going to summon Graph directly from the deck. And now what we're going to do is that using Graph and Kagemusha Knight or Tour Guide, it doesn't matter, we're going to make our Shirabini. And Shirabini is probably one of the most underlooked Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever. Honestly, this card did get a lot of hype when it was initially released, but not a lot of people utilize this card properly, and there wasn't the right support to support and there wasn't the right support or the right cards out during that time to make this card shine. But with the Phantom Knights being released in Phantom Rage, Shirabini is literally unfair. So we're gonna activate Shirabini's effect and also trigger off Graph. So now we're gonna trigger off Graph's ability. We're gonna special summon Seer directly from the deck, and Seer is at 2 now, so the combo is much more fluent and much more consistent. So you guys see right here, basically you want to try to get access to Cherubini as quickly as possible, and once you get access to Cherubini, you want to activate Cherubini's effect. You're gonna dump Gloves to the graveyard. Target doesn't matter, any of your Burning Abyss, Cherubini, doesn't matter. And now what you're gonna do is that using Cherubini and also Seer, you're gonna link these two off to the graveyard to make Rusty Bardiche. And this card was by far one of the biggest mistakes off this Forbidden Limitless, and no, it's not a bad mistake at all, but it's one of those mistakes that are just like WTF. Like, did Phantom Knights really need this card? This card is literally unfair. I think Bardiche is one of the most unfair Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever created in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. Seer's gonna activate. Seer's gonna special back Cherubini from the graveyard, which is absolutely phenomenal. And now what we're gonna get to do is that we get to actually activate Rusty's effect. And Rusty, remember, is 2 negates built in 1. As long as you get access to Rusty, it is automatically 2 negates. Rusty can dump this card right here, and we're gonna set Fogblade off Rusty's effect. And the new card that we dump to the graveyard is the Phantom Knights of Tier Scale. This card is literally Tier 0, Tier Scale. You might as well change his name to Tier 0, because this card is ridiculous. It is literally a Dark Refer for Phantom Knights, which easily can revive itself from the graveyard. I don't understand why Bardiche came back off the ban list when they created Tier Scale, man, but man, this is actually ridiculous. So you guys will see in a second. Basically what this card does is that whenever you banish a Phantom Knight monster, and I'm laughing right now because of how ridiculous this card sounds, is that whenever you activate a Phantom Knight monster in the graveyard, you banish it, you can easily special summon this card from your grave. Secondary effect, you can discard a Phantom Knight card, dump a Phantom Knight to the grave. What? Who created this card? Oh my goodness. So now we're gonna activate Gloves. Dump Cloak to the graveyard, and then Tier 0 activates its effect. Because you banish Gloves from the graveyard, special summon itself. But banish it when it leaves the field. But if you're playing Phantom Knights, when are your Phantom Knight monsters ever gonna leave the field? It's never gonna leave the field. Alright? And now what's gonna happen is that you are gonna activate Tier Scale's ability, because you have the Phantom Knight wings in your wings in your hand, you can activate Tier Scale. Send it to the graveyard. Dump Fogblade to the graveyard. It's a free Fogblade send, which is a free monster reborn, which is crazy. Now you can activate Cloak's ability. Search Boots. We're gonna special summon Boots from our hand. Okay, look. We're gonna overlay these two for Levianeer. Levianeer. Why do I keep saying Levianeer? Levianeer. Special summon Levianeer right here. And if I could play 5 Levianeers, I would. You see, and I've been talking about this right now, but throughout our testing phase with this deck, if we can play 15 million Levianeers, we would. Levianeer, whatever you guys want to call it. This card is ridiculous. Detach the Boots. Special summon Gloves. Okay, right here. And now you go again into the second Levianeer, and guess what? Activate its effect. Detach the Gloves, special summon the Cloak. So all the cards that you banished, you're special summoning back to your side of the field for absolutely free. Absolutely free. Free of charge. You know what I mean? Like, you know, happy birthday, free of charge. And now we get to activate Boots effect. Banish Boots. Search Fogblade. There you go. You search your 2 negates with Rusty Bardiche. Double Fogblade. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Super simple. And now this is when it gets a little bit worse. You guys think we're done here? Apps. You can go Cherubini, Levianeer, and also the Cloak. Make Appaloosa. Alright, so that's additionally already 3 negates, both in Appaloosa. So we already have 3 negates on the field. 3 negates, 4 negates, 5 negates, the 2 Fogblades that we have. And guys, don't worry, man. We're not done. We're not done yet. Christmas isn't even here yet. So now I'm going to go Wings effect. Special back one of your Phantom Knight monsters in your graveyard. Though, hey, and remember, these Phantom Knights were all banished. But guess what? They all came back because of Levianeer, man. You can go Phantom Knights, Fogblade again. Special and Gloves from your graveyard. And you make your last and final Levianeer right here. Make your last and final Levianeer. And then you activate Levianeer's effect. Detach the Gloves, special and Boots directly from your banish zone. Special and Boots. And now this is when we're going to be utilizing some new cards out of Phantom Rage, or new cards that are coming in the future. I feel like because we need to showcase the sheer power of this deck when it comes to showcasing the power of Bardiche, the power of Tour Guide, the power of Graph, and also the power of Seer, right? And the best way to showcase this is the fact that we are able to utilize 3 Levianeers in one turn. this is what is ridiculous, because we get to turn the 2 Levier the Sea Dragons right here into Utopic Future. You guys are wondering, like, Sam, WTF, like, what is Utopic Future right here? Because we don't care about Utopic Future. This card is really good to help break boards. But the card that we want to make going first is the number F0 Utopic Dragon. If that doesn't sound terrifying, I don't know what the heck is, man. Basically what this card does is that you can overlay this card over Utopic Future. Whenever your opponent would activate a monster effect, quick effect, you can attach a material from this card, negate the activation. Then, if your opponent controls that monster, take control of it. Excuse me? Do you want me to say it again? Take control of it. So it negates the monster effect, and it snatches, steals the monster. What? What? Activate Dragoon, negate? Give me your Dragoon? I'm sorry. I don't know who created this card, but shouts to whoever created this card. Arigato gozaimasu. There you go. Thank you very much. We're going to set the Fog Blade, set the droplets. Since we got Jackalope, we can further extend. Right here, these are just depending on the amount of standards that we have. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 negates, 4 negates with Utopic Dragon, 5 negates, 6 negates, also 7 negates. Can we get 7 negates? No, not yet. Here. So now we can go Jackalope's effect. Okay, Jackalope. Obviously, he has to pick Jackalope. And then we also get activate Jackalope's effect. Special summon, of course, Tsushinoko directly from the deck. And this is why Tsushinoko is so good, is because these cards are all level 3 monsters. And now we're going to overlay for Break Sword under the Bardiche zone. And now Bardiche is going to activate its effect. Okay, yes. We get to pop our own Break Sword. And then Break Sword, when it gets popped, it gets the ability to special summon back 2 Phantom Knights from your graveyard. Make sure you summon Gloves, because it's really important. So, of course, summon Gloves and summon Boots. And now you overlay these 2 for Evil Swarm Nightmare. Good luck, have fun with this, man. So let's counter negates right here. So we have to leave a zone open for Bardiche, because if you're able to activate Fog Blade to negate a monster effect, and we can actually chain Drop Blade to send Fog Blade to the graveyard, we can actually activate Fog Blade, special back, of course, the Phantom Knights Break Swords into Bardiche's zone. That will give us the ability to pop a card on the field, right? So that's another interruption. So we'll count that as 1 interruption, 4 interruptions with Appaloosa, 5, 6 interruptions with Nightmare, 7 interruptions with Future Dragon, 8 interruptions with Fog Blade, 9 interruptions with the other Fog Blade, and 10 interruptions with Forbidden Droplet. Now, good luck, have fun, man. Bardiche, I believe, was the most unnecessary unbanned card ever. It didn't need it to get unbanned. It didn't need to get unbanned. It just didn't need to. But it was definitely a huge plus for those Phantom Knight players and for those Dark Warrior players. This card is ridiculous. I'm happy. Personally, oh wow, this guy just doesn't even want to play through this board. And now we can just pretty much switch everything to attack and just attack for game. We don't need to do any other fancy Nancy thing, right? Like we don't. It's unnecessary to do any of those cards. But yeah, we're actually But this deck is also really great because we got Raiders Knight and also Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon to help us OTK over big large monsters. We don't need to play Utopia Double because we got Raiders Knight and Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon in this deck, which is insane. So now we can enter battle phase, simple, and just attack everything for game. And this is just pretty much it, man. Showcasing the sheer power of the Phantom Knights Rusty Bardiche, and also Tour Guide at 3, Graph at 2, Seer at 2. It's just a really awesome thing to see old school decks being, of course, brought back from the grave. You know what I mean? So this is actually a really awesome thing that you're able to create right here. Obviously, this board is a really powerful board with Bardiche, but I'm not saying this is unbreakable. It is definitely breakable. Obviously, the only issue that this board has is against evenly matched and also against Lightning Storm. That's the only issue about this. But if you're playing against decks like Dragon Links or decks that are heavy, reliant on monster effects, this deck will literally just shred those decks into pieces. Those decks will not have a living chance to survive against a 10 negate board like this. And I'm super happy that we're actually able to create newer decks because of this new Forbidden Limited list. So shout out to Konami for making this wonderful list, man. And yeah, man, guys, check out Yassine's deck profile down below. Yassine and I am making this deck for quite some time. We actually made a deck without Bardiche, And we're like, yeah, the deck is straight fire. We're just waiting for Phantom Rage to come out. But now with Bardiche, it's just like WTF. It's just like the icing on the cake. It's like giving us, it's like already having Michael Jordan on the team, and then you're just giving us Kobe Bryant for free. You know what I mean? It's not even fair. You know, it's like already having a full power Golden State Warrior without Kevin Durant, but then Rusty just came in as the Kevin Durant for absolutely free. All right, so man, this is crazy. Let me know your thoughts about this. Overall, the sheer power of this deck, huge potential. Phantom Rage, huge potential with Tour Guide at 3, Graph at 2, Seer at 2, and welcome back the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. This was a huge mistake, Konami. I think so. It's a really wonderful thing for us players that were able to get to play Phantom Knights, but I understand the marketing standpoint behind releasing this card because Phantom Rage is coming out, need Phantom Knights support. Good idea to release this card off the ban list, but releasing something off the ban list is like giving something very, very dangerous to us Yu-Gi-Oh players to our disposal. So yeah, man, this is super awesome. Check out the deck profile down below, and yeah, that's pretty much it. This is your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. All right, guys, peace. Crazy.
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.